crafty with a stat here for us. It's 20-0 Colts at halftime in that game against the Miami Dolphins, and the Colts have scored on every possession they've had in the first half. That has not happened since Peyton Manning in 2006. Daniel Jones has led an offense to a stat line that has not been seen in Indianapolis since Peyton Manning was there. Absorb that. Absorb it. Just absorb that knowledge. That's a thing. That's a real stat that is actually there in the world. It's been spoken into the ether. Meanwhile, the Giants had 8 downs to score a touchdown and came away with 3 points. And we seem to just love throwing screens. What's changed for Daniel Jones? What's changed for Daniel Jones? And what hasn't changed with the New York Giants? Let's think about that. Let's ruminate over this, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? You and I, we're here. We're just a couple of guys or girls out there. But let's just have a little discussion here. Brian Daboll and Mike Kafka still with the New York Giants. Daniel Jones now with the Colts and Shane Steichen. Daniel Jones playing very well, efficiently, scoring points. The New York Giants playing exactly as they did with Daniel Jones there.
Are you ready to rep your team like never before? Then it's time to gear up at the Stay Tuned Sports Merch store, where we have everything you need to flex your fanhood in style. Throw it back with our exclusive 8-bit NFL helmet tees. Pixelated perfection for the old school football fanatic. Need something cozy for kickoff? Our Stay Tuned hoodies are built for bold fans and chilly Sundays. Decorate your den with championship banners that scream victory, because legends deserve a wall of fame. And for those early morning hot takes, grab a Stay Tuned coffee mug, or better yet, brew up a cup of our very own Stay Tuned coffee. Smooth, strong, and made for those perfect football Sunday mornings. So whether you're tailgating, couch coaching, or just vibing with your crew, we've got the gear to keep you tuned in. Head to bit.ly/StayTunedMerch right now and level up your fan game. Stay loud, stay proud, stay tuned.
Do you think that this is that first step to... Is this a putting the toe in the water to see the reaction, to see what people say about ostensibly bringing back the Redskins uniform just without the logo, to see what people's reaction are? And if you've read underneath any of the social media where Washington went ahead and posted this, because they posted it, obviously the NFL posted it, and a lot of the other reporters, Ari Miroff, Ian Rappaport, or your usual NFL people. Under all of those, people have been giving their reactions. So you think that this was a toe in the water situation?
I mean, I've been saying for a couple of years that that they'll eventually be the Redskins again. But yes, I kind of think that as far as today goes.
I had a thought, because here's the thing. I have a thought. It's very similar to yours, and it is along that case of this country lost its collective mind in 2020. Yes. Like, if you look at just between everything, if you look at what happened in just the year of 2020, now that we're 4 years beyond that, looking back, kind of maybe collecting a sense of common sense again, and I think that's the thing, is that looking back on it now, overreacted on a lot of things. There was a lot of shit that was going on.
Stay Tuned Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of two possibly intoxicated idiots watching the National Football League.
Welcome, everybody, to Stay Tuned Sports here for Sunday Night Football. And believe it or not, surprisingly, there haven't been 14 flags yet in this game. Probably will be. We saw it. Listen, Giants game earlier had 34, I think. 32, 33, 34, somewhere around it. It was something ridiculous. Again, as many penalties as there were, and the Giants had plenty of penalties on their own. The officials were even worse. There were a lot of calls that didn't need to be there. Sorry if I burp a little bit. I just wolfed down 3 hot dogs. I went to the bathroom, wolfed down 3 hot dogs. I have a soda here, and I also made some coffee. You only got so much time between these games here to do stuff. And between the Giants, Cowboys, and Eagles and Chiefs, I didn't get a chance to really do anything because of how long the Giants game went. But anyway, yes, thank you for watching us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. If you liked any of the streams earlier today, Giants, Cowboys, or Eagles, Chiefs, please give us a like, share, subscribe. If you're brand new here, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Helps us out tremendously. Thank you so very much. Those are 3 very free things you can do that are beyond helpful to myself and your good friend Jimbo, who is not here. I think his computer might have went kaput. So we'll see how that goes. However, if you do want to help us out a little bit more, hey, maybe you can help Jimbo get a new computer. We're trying to maybe build up some stuff. We have our donation station link in the top of the chat as well as the description below. This is where all the links you can find are in the top of the chat, pinned up there, and we also have them in the description below this video. We have the donation station that helps us out tremendously. Clearly, donate whatever you want. If you donate more than $35, you get your name in the ticker and replace Pecan. Right now, Pecan's been in there for almost a full year as the top donator here. For Stay Tuned Sports. You can defeat that if you just donate more than $35. But again, any donation we will appreciate. Again, throw us a nickel. Throw us a piece of gum. As long as it's not Fruit Stripe. That thing lasted like 3 seconds. It's not the best. Fuck it. If you throw us a Fruit Stripe gum, I think that'd be pretty cool. That'd be fine. You can donate that to us. Also, we have our merch store. Same places. Top of the chat, below in the description. New stuff in there anytime. We got a Jackson Dart shirt, which after the way Russ played today, that might be on hold for a while. There was a loud thing. Hey, you got to get Russ out of there. Get Russ out of there. Russ looked good today outside of the one critical play that cost us the game in overtime. Not the best. So you got that. But we also have a Sell the Team shirt for the Bengals. We have all our 8-bit shirts. We got a lot of stuff there. We have championship banners. We've got coffee. We got coffee mugs. Yes, we have our own coffee, the Danny Dimes one, which, by the way, Daniel Jones 2-0 with the Indianapolis Colts beating the Denver Broncos today. Not saying, I'm just saying. That's how it goes. I was waiting for you to make that kind of. I was trying to word it so that it didn't seem like I was, huffing down hot dogs while taking a piss in the bathroom. But I knew Crafty was going to make that joke anyway, so, it is what it is. No, I did leave the bathroom. Yes, I did wash my hands. Yes, I made myself 3 hot dogs and ate them as fairly quickly as I could because, got to be on here for you guys. And I'm glad I am. I'm glad we're here for Sunday night. We got the Falcons against the Vikings. Hamster's hometown team, the Falcons. We'll see how they do. They played fairly well against the Buccaneers, missed a field goal that would have tied the game at the end. Younghoe Koo has been set. He's benched. He's not playing today. We'll see if it comes down to a kick again for the Falcons. The Vikings, they looked a little iffy for 3 quarters, and then J.J. McCarthy awoke McCarthyism in and of itself, brought it back to life, and the Vikings laid it on the Bears, who got It felt like there was a little extra juice in that game today for the Lions, and they put up a 50-burger up on the Bears. I was trying to tell everybody that the demise of the Lions has been greatly exaggerated, but here we go. And here come the Vikings wearing their throwbacks tonight. Looking good in the gray face masks. Love gray face masks. That's one of my favorite things. A little cherry Coke Zero. Helps the hot dogs go down. That's good stuff. Move that plate over there because we are done with the dogs. Then we're getting ready here. Crafty in the chat, he says, Russ will likely perform just well enough to keep his job, but not enough to take the Giants anywhere. Well, the Giants weren't going to go anywhere until we fired Daboll. Daboll needs to get fired. As I said, he's got no control over that team. That team had zero discipline whatsoever, and it showed today. And again, I said that the amount of penalties, a lot of the penalties that the referees were throwing were not penalties. Almost, I stand that every roughing the passer call was not roughing the passer. Those flags, and that's not even sour grapes. I mean, even by the standards we have for roughing the passer, they were not roughing the passer. And all but maybe one of the pass interference calls wasn't pass interference. To the point where you even had Greg Olson on the telecast talking about how, like, I don't see how, what are you supposed to do if you're a defender? That's not pass interference, and yet you're still getting thrown flags for it. Like, everybody could see it. And they called holding calls on the Giants that were not holding calls and brought back huge plays. The opening kickoff was a huge one. They called back for a holding call that was non-fucking existent. So, like, all of that, even with all of those bullshit penalties, then there were legitimate penalties. And I think, what is his name? James Hudson for the Giants, number 55, the offensive lineman. He's going to get the brunt of this because he was the problem. When you get 4 straight penalties, and the thing with him is they were all legitimate penalties on him. That was all legitimate penalties on him. So you can't argue that. And that needs to be, like, he needs to be cut. Now, will Brian Daboll have the fucking balls to keep his players accountable and cut that motherfucker? I don't know. But if he doesn't, that tells you everything you need to know. And that's the problem, is that Brian Daboll has no control over this team. No control over the locker room. There's no discipline. There's nothing. And you saw it today, and it cost the Giants the game. So until the Giants get rid of Daboll, get rid of this current regime that's in there, whether you want to throw Shane out too, that's fine. But you got to clean everybody out. You got to try to start somewhere where you can get, and it would have been better to do this in January. Fire them after the season finale against the Eagles, where you go up against their backups and still get fucking slaughtered. Needed to be fired. We needed a new regime in here. Instead, Mara can't pull the trigger because he's a fucking idiot. And now we're stuck with another wasted year with fucking Brian piece of shit Daboll, to the point where maybe he might, everybody's like, oh, put in Jackson Dart. What faith do you have that he's going to do anything with Jackson Dart? All he's going to do is ruin Jackson Dart. I don't want Jackson Dart playing under Daboll. And like today, Daboll put him in 2 times in random spots. Why? Why are you doing that? On one, he fucking tripped, lost 3 or 4 yards. And the other one was a handoff to Scatterbo, where Scatterbo almost scored. But you could have done that with anybody back there. Why are you putting Jackson Dart in those situations in a big game? Oh, I'm smart. I'm going to throw a wrinkle in here because I'm Brian Daboll. I know what I'm doing. Look, I'm the smartest guy in this stadium. AT&T Stadium, I'm the smartest guy. There's about 100,000 people. I'm the smartest guy in this stadium. Let me tell you that. I'm going to throw a wrinkle in there. I'm going to throw Jackson Dart out there. Oh, they're going to be so confused. They're not going to know what to do. Oh, my God, I'm Brian Daboll. The fuck out of here. Fucking nonsense. fucking nonsense with this fucking fat Ozempic sucking fucking cocksucker. Hi, ELS. You came in right at the time before a Brian Dable rant. Sorry about that. No, I'm not sorry. Fuck Brian Dable. I lay today's loss at his feet because he has zero control over this team. This team has no discipline whatsoever, and that all comes down to the coach, to the coaching staff, to the regime they have there, and any sort of accountability. And it's clear that there's no accountability there at the Quest Center there in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Not a one. Nothing. ELS says he needs Justin Jefferson to get a couple of touchdowns into this game tonight. He didn't delete the message. I don't know why, but he does need to get it. He's mentioned that before. So there's J.J. McCarthy talking to Melissa Stark. He's about to tell her age ain't nothing but a number, baby. He's trying to get a little bit of that May-December Cougar romance going there. Melissa Stark, she still got it. Let's be honest, she still got her fastball. Melissa Stark, 1,000% still got her fastball. No question. Where is he? Is Hamster in the chat or is he not? Is he not doing it? He's in here? Come on. So here we go. Raheem Morris, head coach of the Falcons. Kevin O'Connell, coach of the Vikings. Jared Allen, he's going to do the skull and he's going to blow the giant fake fucking... What do they call it? Is it the Glugelhorn? Glagelhorn? Fogelhorn? Oh, they don't blow the horn no more? You got to blow that fucking horn, man. What are we doing here? I did see you saw Rise Up, but that was before. Like, I was just... I think we were doing the fifth of the 20 promos and the intros there, as Crafty would like to say, Hamster. I'm sorry. Did I hurt your feelings, my friend? No, man, we're fine. We're good, baby. We're good. Don't worry about it, Hamster. Don't worry about it, Hamster. I saw your Rise Up. Here we go. And we'll see. Oh, there he goes. He's blowing the... There's one of the non-male Vikings cheerleaders, which is pretty good here. The Falcons will receive the ball first here. ELS says that he hates the skull chant. You're a Packers fan, ELS. That makes sense why you would not like it. And that's going to be a touchback on the kickoff, and we're underway. The Atlanta Falcons will take possession at the 35-yard line as we get the first look on the night of a little Penix going on to the field. Now, can this Penix grow and become bigger and more important as the game goes on? We will see. But for right now, starting off, well, we'll see. He's got to start, you don't want to start off flaccid. You kind of want to make sure your penis is ready to go. And Michael Penix Jr. here, ready to start off. A lot of penis jokes coming in this stream, everybody, just to let you know. And that's going to be a snap. And Robinson gets the handoff and breaks free immediately at the 50, down to the 40, down to the 39-yard line of the Minnesota Vikings. On the first play, Falcons just slicing through the Minnesota defense. So 1st and 10 from the 40 officially. Penix and shotgun. Hands it off again, and it's another huge gashing run down to the 24-yard line. Ooh, they're getting a big dose of Bijan mustard right here, baby. So now, 1st and 10 from the 23.5-yard line. That's another handoff to Bijan, and he gets another 7 yards. Falcons announcing himself here. 3 plays. We had 3 massive. A 7-yard run seems like a step back at this point. Second and 5. I thought he got 7 yards on that one, so only a 5-yard run they're giving him. I thought he got more than that. There's a snap. There's another handoff, and he slips this time. The Minnesota turf seems to be a little bit better tackling him than anybody on the Minnesota defense has been. So we got a 3rd and about 5 coming up again here for the Falcons. Will Penix throw it for the first time in this game? Play clock at 0, and the Falcons are going to have to take a timeout. Crafty in the chat said the Lions look back in form today, which begs the question just how the. That was my question, man. That was what I was saying early on. I was like, man, people started throwing the Lions under the bus, I think, way too quickly. I think the question you have to ask was not how bad the Lions are. I think you had to ask how good the Packers are. And I think that's the question we're going to have to ask each other going forward from here on out. 3rd and 4. Penix, he gets it. No, they didn't get it off. You took a timeout because the clock was running down, and on a timeout, they're going to say false start. Wow, and the crowd is getting noisy. So how does it go from 3rd and 5, get a 5-yard penalty, and then it's 3rd and 9? That doesn't make sense. It's 3rd and 10. If you were 3rd and 5, 5-yard penalty, 3rd and 10. Stop it. Low snap. Penix gets it. Throws. That's going to be caught and short. About a 2 yards short. It's about a 1.5 yard. It's a long yard, but the Falcons are going to stay on the field. They're saying, fuck your field goals, fuck your points. We're going to go for it. Crafty says the fix is in. I don't know why. Is he ahead of us, or is he just saying it because he's crafty? I don't know. Let's find out and watch together. 11:34. Play clock is down to 4. Play clock's down to 3. Down to 2. Play clock's down to 1. Down to 0. Down to 0. Down to 0. Delay a game on the Falcons. What are we doing, boys? What are we doing? Falcons started out gangbusters and then just they just couldn't get anything. Like, wow. That's Parker Romo. They brought up from the practice squad because they benched Younghoe Koo. He has. They said he's not playing not because of any injuries, because he's out. And that was going wide, and they're gonna say it's good, and they're lucky that that wasn't 5 yards further back, because otherwise that was not going in. Woo, doggy. That was close. That was close. So the Falcons with an early lead, 3-0. Again, started out gangbusters, but boy, did that drive just peter out. I'm not sure, man. If you're the Falcons, you got to finish that off. You have to finish that off. ELS in the chat says, I feel the Falcons will go for more fourth downs this week than last week because of the kicker. Well, they don't have Younghoe Koo in, and they just put Romo in there. And again, he got it barely. That was not exactly a confidence-instilling field goal. But you get the points. So I maybe understand that, ELS. And to be fair, after seeing that field goal, if I'm the Falcons, I'm still very weary about putting it on the foot of my kicker. We'll see, LS. That's what I mean. Will JJ pick up where he left off from the fourth quarter of the Bears game? Did it click for him? Did he get over whatever it is, the rookie jitters and all that stuff? Because again, that's his first action. He really was a rookie. I mean, this is technically his second season, but he didn't play a snap last year. So he was very good in the fourth quarter. That's what we have to see. Was the fourth quarter the, hey, I get it, and like the snap to it moment and where he became comfortable as an NFL quarterback? Or was that an aberration, and what we saw for the first three quarters, was that the real J.J. McCarthy? We're going to have to find that out here. And we'll find out soon here. As the Vikings are going to get the ball here, the defense holds up. I'm going to say maybe not the defense so much, but definitely the Vikings crowd, I think, had a lot to do with stalling that crowd for the Falcons. They couldn't get plays in. There were like 3 straight plays where the play clock ran down, and then they had an offsides, and then the play clock ran down again, and it's like, I don't know what's going on with the Falcons and with Penix and that, but to start off that drive the way they did and to have that end the way it is, boy, it's a bit disheartening if I'm a Falcons fan. Like, again, there's still a lot of game to go. Like, this is not clearly the end of anything, but Vikings going to get the kickoff return out to about the 27-yard line, and that's where they're going to start. McCarthy trying to tell everybody to shut the fuck up. I'm on the field. Lloyd, great to see you in the chat, brother. McCarthy throws, gain of 2 yards on that particular pass, so not great, but not a loss and not an interception. So I guess if you're a Lions, you'll take it. ELS giving his flowers there to Lloyd about the Lions. I know that's hard for you to do, ELS, but I think ELS is fine with it because he beat the Packers beat the Lions fairly well in week 1. And now we kind of see the Lions put their foot down this week, and I think that's the question we really have to ask everybody here is man, how good are the Packers? And that's going to be no gain on that run. Aaron Jones with the carry. So 3rd and 8 coming up here for the Vikings. Can this be a 3-and-out? That would be a huge, huge lift for the Falcons. So here we go. They're going to say third and a very long 7. McCarthy cakes the snap. Empty backfield. Steps up into the pocket. He's going to pull it down. And where is he? They're going to say he reached out. Did he get there? That's going to be close. They're going to say 4th and inches. Where is it when he's down there? That's close. But they're going to go for it here. It looks like he dropped the snap. I don't think he got anywhere close. They were short. They lost yardage on that one. I don't know what the fuck call that was. You're not the Eagles. That was not a tush push. It almost looked like he dropped the ball on it. Yeah. There was nothing clear was there. The offensive line got 0 put. Yeah, the ball I was fumbled. I was right. Never doubt me. I am smart. I can see I'm smarter than Brian Daboll. I'm the smartest man in the room. But there you go. That's a turnover on downs. What a big stop for the Falcons defense. And now the Falcons are in prime real estate here. At the 35.5-yard line. Handoff to Bijan Mustard. He's bringing it outside. He gets a gain of about, where they're going to give him about 6 yards on that one. 2nd and 4 coming up here for the Dirty Birds from Atlanta. In the chat, Lloyd's talking about, we have ELS saying, as a Packers fan, no one likes the Bears. I think Lloyd agreed that no one likes the Bears. Lloyd says, to test the Packers, it might have to be an away game. Start out hot, then fade midseason. Yeah, it was a bad exchange. It was a bobbled snap, a fumbled snap. It was just I'm not sure about that call. Whoa, Penix does get the ball away to Bijan, and he's going to get a first down and more down to the 20-yard line. The Vikings got pressure on the blitz, but Penix was able to get it away at the very last second. You couldn't get any closer to that. Absolute blitz. Bijan let him go because he was supposed to go out into the flat. And, oh, no, that's incomplete. That hit the ground. That is an incomplete pass. The replay assist has called down, and that is an incomplete pass. So take that back. Lloyd in the chat is saying he's very surprised that Hamster isn't in here to get under our skin. I don't know. He seems upset that I didn't recognize his rise up before. But he did say let's go after the first couple of Bijan Robinson runs. So I don't know. The officials, and nobody knows what fucking down it is. There we go. They finally fixed it. ELS, he's got some stats in there. We'll go to that right after this play. If you're in the chat, you already know what ELS is talking about. Come join us in the chat. It is open. Say hi, say hello, say how you doing. Let us know how your team did today. You can tell me I suck. You can tell me the Giants suck. You probably be correct, and that's fine. Give it to me, baby. I could take it. I'm a bit of a masochist as well. Vikings showing pressure here. Penix takes the snap, throws. That's going to be complete down to the 15-yard line. That's going to be a first down for the Falcons. Pitts with the catch. By the way, ELS's stat was the Chiefs are 0-2 for the first time since 2014, and for the first time in the Mahomes era. The last 6 times they started 0-2, they missed the playoffs. I have a feeling that's not going to be the case with the Chiefs. Like, again, until that happens, I'm not believing it, but they put themselves behind in a very bad spot here. 0-2 is not a place you want to start. ELS has flags on a ref for forgetting what down it is. I agree with that. 1st and 10. Penix throws. That's going to be Bijan. He catches it out at the 10.5-yard line. 2nd down. That's about a 4.5-yard gain there for the Falcons. Hamster says he's here. He's just paying attention to the game. That's smart. That's smart. Pay attention to the game. Ignore me. That's honestly probably the best advice you can have for anybody watching this channel. But if you are watching us, thank you so much for doing so. My name is King. This is Stay Tuned Sports. If you like anything that you're watching here, and why would you, like, share, and subscribe. Helps us out tremendously. 2nd and 5 from just outside the 10-yard line. Penix and shotgun. Penix looks, throws. That's going to be caught. No, dropped by Bijan. So 3rd and 5 coming up here. The Falcons have looked very good, and then, Peter, they have a great opportunity here. Will they be able to convert on this one? Penix takes the snap, getting pressure. He's escaping, rolls out to his left. Incomplete throw as my stream has now froze yet again. Not sure why it's doing that. Darnell Mooney was the intended receiver. And are we getting back? Are we back, boys? Are we back? Are we back? Are we doing it? 4th and 5 upcoming. Well, it went right over the upright too. So that was as close to missing it without missing it as you could get. So the Falcons going to go for another field goal here. Snap, hold, kick is up, and that is good. And the Falcons have a 6-0 lead over the Minnesota Vikings. Let's see. How am I doing on my picks this week? I won the Packers, won the Lions, won the Ravens, Bengals, Rams, Niners, Cowboys, Patriots, Bills, Colts, Cardinals. So I got 11. I'm 11 and 1, 2. I'm 11 and 2 so far. Not bad. Not bad. Look at that. Go, King, go. I hate how ESPN doesn't let you see like matched up with everybody else and how everybody else did on their picks. They just show you all that. It's kind of weird. It's just kind of weird to me. Yeah, that's a weird setup they have there though. Jimbo too did well, but he forgot to get his Thursday pick in. And there's some other groups where I can be like manager and put picks in if somebody happens to miss it, or I know what their pick was, and we know Jimbo picked the Packers, but he forgot to put it into the fucking thing, so it didn't go. Hamster 19-10 currently, with all weeks considered. So really, me and Jimbo would be, I think, no, because he was one better than me. So the fact that he has one less means that, whatever. Either way. I don't care. I'll take it. And Vikings going to run this one out. But we have a flag down as the Vikings get out to about the 25-yard line. What's the flag going to be? Third flag of the game. Holding on the Vikings. And that's going to be a penalty. And that's going to move it back. Moving back, way back. Aaron Jones bounced off a couple of blocks there, and he's going to get about 7 yards on the carry. Brings it up to the 21-yard line. Second down upcoming here for the Vikings. Let me look. How's my other one? How's the group chat picks going here? The family, the King Cup picks. I don't know if we'll have another game. Maybe if Hussey is officiating, maybe we'll get another 30 flag game. But like that, yeah, again, that was terrible. Handoff to Jones, and he's not going to break free on that one. He's only going to get about a yard. So 3rd and 2 upcoming here for the Vikings. Again, that was just a mess today. And I'm not excusing the Giants. The Giants had a lot of penalties that were their fault. James Hudson, number 1. I think James was his first name, whatever. Hudson the third. Get the fuck out. Walk back to the Hudson, you piece of shit. You're fucking cut. You're fired. Get out. He was terrible. But also the refs had some real bad fucking calls there. Real bad calls. 3rd and 2. J.J. McCarthy in shotgun. Takes the snap. Looking. Gets pressure, and he's going to get sacked. Back at the 13-yard line. And that's going to be a punt coming up for the Vikings. So the Vikings, 2 possessions. One was a turnover on downs on a terrible bobbled snap quarterback sneak attempt, and now this one's going to be a punt, a 3-and-out. Not a great start if you are the Minnesota Vikings here at home. So there's the punt away, and the Vikings are going to get the ball back. I mean, the Falcons are going to get the ball back right there about the 28-yard line. And just like that, the Falcons are going to get their 3rd possession of the game. Can they get a 3rd score? Will it be a touchdown this time? We'll see. Coming up here in just a little bit. Looking at the my group chat, the King family picks here. Me, Jimbo, and my brother. Is that my brother or is that my father? Because they're both got the same goddamn name. I think it's well. So that's my dad. I think Dad King has the. We're all tied there at 11 in first. Then it's Sweet Peppa Jack coming after that, technically in fourth place. Tied with my brother and with my nephew-in-law, Brody. All three of them have 10. Then it's my sister-in-law, Robin, with 9. My nephew, Thomas, who you can go vote for, link at the top of the chat and in the description below this video for Youth Athlete of the Year. Go ahead and click on him and give him all your votes, please. My sister-in-law, Robin, and my nephew, Thomas, both have 9. My sister, Teresa, has 7. And dear, sweet Mama King, she's got 4. But Mama King just kind of, she doesn't want to pick as intuitively as or analytically. She just kind of picks based on. She does like uniforms. She does like the helmets. She still thinks the Bengals look like hookers. We're what 45 years on since they changed their helmets to the striped ones. She still thinks they're hooker helmets. So I get it. Like I get it. I not wrong with it. And early on in the season, it's not a bad way to pick teams. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with Mama King, and how she was picking there. But yeah, right now, Jimbo, myself, and the old man King, on the top of the family pick chart there with 11 wins. That's pretty good. That's good. I mean, going with 10 wins, just starting off this early in the season to look as good as this is, I've not quite seen that, at least for me, in a long, long time. Overall, Peppa Jack still on top of everybody here. ELS put his votes in today for Thomas, my nephew, for Youth Athlete of the Year. Thank you so much, ELS. You are a fucking gentleman and a scholar. Love you, buddy. Thank you so much. Hamster says we're going to get more points. I was going to say This is kind of how it feels like to be a Giants fan, Hamster, to be tell you the truth. Like, you look how good you're playing, and you're getting down there, you got opportunities, and you only come away with field goals. That's Giants football. Right now, the Falcons are playing Giants football. Peppa Jack jumped in the chat just to give a smiley face because she heard the fact that she's doing well in the picks. So Peppa Jack knows her football. She's so far the only one who's ever gotten an undefeated week. And the entire time I've been doing picks, which is almost 40 years now. We got a flag on a play. Waiting to see what the announcement is. Illegal contact on the Vikings before the pass. So that's a 5-yard penalty, but automatic first down. ELS. Okay, I'll take a look at it in a second. Let me see. I'm wondering if that's what I actually missed that link. Sorry about that. Peppa Jack saying that she uses her witchy senses to pick the teams, and that's why she's so good at it. And to be fair, she's always near the top or at the top of the picks every year. Whether she wins it or she's like second or third, she's always up at the top of the picks. So 1st and 10, that's going to be about a 6-yard gain on first down there for the Atlanta Falcons. That was Algeria. Hey, I haven't called his name since last year. I love that guy. Tyler Algieri. I always forget how to say his name. That's why I just called him Algeria. Second and 5. They actually scored 5. I thought he got more than that, but 2nd and 5, they're calling this one. That's going to be a handoff to Algieri again. Algieri. And that's going to be a first down for the Falcons. Again, this is the link that ELS sent me in the chat. You can go see it as well. And this comes from Sources and reported by Adam Schefter. Images of Joe Burrow's turf toe are being sent to noted foot specialist Dr. Robert and Mr. Anderson to be reviewed. If surgery is deemed necessary, it would be expected to sideline Burrow for 3 months. Burrow was in a walking boot and on crutches after today's game. Yikes. Yikes. That's not good. Penix is going to throw. Caught by Pitts. First down. That's going to be a gain of 12 or 13 yards. First and 10 for the Falcons. Falcons are making shit happen here, man. This might be another loss for me. If the Falcons keep on playing the way they are and the Vikings keep on playing the way they are, this might be loss number 3 on the week for me. And we got flags, more flags. Like I said, we need to have Tom Grossi in here just to give us the flag. Offsides, that one's on Pitts, moving too early. 5 yards, moving back the Falcons. So 1st and 15 here on first down. That's going to move the ball to the Vikings' 48-yard line. Actually, 49-yard line. 48 and a half, roughly, but 49-yard line. Here comes Penix. Takes the snap, throws. Whoa, what a catch! And a fumble! And the Vikings get it! Oh, no, and he did. He had the football move and everything. That's a completed pass. That is a fumble. And that is a first down. Drake London Bridge is falling down, and he took the football with him. Peanut punch there from Wilson. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. And just like that, the Falcons really having this game in control goes away. Just like that. And now the Vikings have 1st and 10. Can the Vikings maintain their composure and march down the field and get themselves some points on this drive? Any points, honestly, at this point. I think if you're the Vikings, even a field goal at this point would be something. But you got to get something out of this drive. I'm feeling like if you're a Vikings fan, if you're the Vikings yourselves, you got to go ahead and think you got to get something out there. Hamster in the chat saying, we are okay. Yeah, again, this feels very much like Giants football, Hamster. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, this feels like Giants. It feels like I'm watching a Giants game, watching the Falcons here. Moments where they look great. They complete plays that look fantastic. And then there's always something, whether it's a penalty or inability to get the play in or a turnover in this case or an inopportune drop pass here or there. Like just dumb little mistakes that crush it. And so you look at the stats or you look at things like that, like looking at the stats here, yeah. What do you got? Penix got 58 yards passing on, what do we got there? Penix is 58 on 5 of 8 passing. Bijan Robinson has 54 yards on 5 carries. Kyle Pitts has 35 yards on 3 receptions. Like, the Falcons are moving it. They have 123 yards to the Vikings' 8. 6 first downs. 9 minutes and 25 minutes of possession. The Falcons are dominating this game. Yet they're only up 6-0, and it feels like the Vikings in one drive could change it all. That's New York Giants football. Lloyd in the chat says the Vikings better capitalize on that fumble. Started okay, then somehow lose momentum. That seems to be, yeah, that's Giants football, and right now it's Falcons football. You don't like to see it, but this so far what it looks like. Can the Vikings capitalize? J.J. McCarthy throws. That's caught. First down, J.J. to J.J. Oh, they're going to say he's short. Just saying he ran backwards, and so he's out behind the sticks. The spot of the ball was, yeah, that's it. They called it 2nd and 1. Wow, weird spot in my mind. Man in motion. J.J. under center. Hands it off, and it's going to be a loss of a yard. Man, Vikings just can't get anything going. Mason was the one with the carry there. So now from 2nd and 1 to 3rd and 2. Lloyd says at least the Giants went to OT. It should have gone to OT. The Giants should have won that game, but Giants going to Giant. And the ref's going to ref, too. The refs really fucked the Giants a lot in that game as well. Again, the Giants have no one to blame themselves, especially on a penalty. Mason again, and this time he's going to run and gets about 2.5 yards and gets himself a first down for the Vikings. So at least there's that if you're the Vikings. But that's going to end the first quarter. And really a quarter dominated by the Falcons, even though the score doesn't really indicate that. Falcons really looked good, except in the spots where you have to be good. And again, that is why I tried to tell I was trying to tell Hamster, like, it's I get it. I get what it's like watching this kind of team and watching this kind of game, because that has been Giants football for the last 15 years. Done with the soda. Now we go to coffee. Daddy needs caffeine, baby. We're up. Definitely going to need caffeine for tomorrow, because I don't know if anybody knows this or not. I had the vote in on the Thursday game, which was Packers-Redskins. Tomorrow night, they're doing a double Monday night game again. Fucking hate it. It sucks. And I'm not going to watch both because they overlap, and we kind of saw today was an overlap and how fucking crazy that was. Not going to do the overlap. Not going to do both games. So I gave everybody the choice. I said, do you want me to cover the Buccaneers and Texans, or do you want to do late night Stay Tuned Sports, baby? Late night Stay Tuned Sports after dark. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to do Stay Tuned Sports after dark as the Chargers take on the Raiders from the black hole, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central, 8 Mountain, and, of course, 7 Pacific. I certainly hope everybody will join us for that game, and we will have fun. Notre Dame became just the 6th team to be ranked in the top 25 in AP poll history after starting the season 0-2. They didn't kick Notre Dame out of the top 25 yet? How? How have you not? I'm a Notre Dame fan. Go Irish, but what the fuck? How are we not out of the top 25? We're 0-2. That's fine. I mean, I still don't think we got. I still don't think we got a chance to be in the playoff. I think that we don't. I don't think we don't play another opponent that's ranked right now for the rest of our schedule. So the idea that Notre Dame can somehow get into the playoffs, I don't see. So here we go. 1st and 10. First play of the second quarter. McCarthy throws out of the backfield. That's going to be to Mason again. He gets to the 45-yard line. Second down, upcoming. Notre Dame is still ranked number 24. Holy shit. Hamster says can't start 0-2 whatever. Yeah, no. Like, again, I'm under no illusions. I'm under no preconceptions that Notre Dame can make the playoffs, especially the 12th team. Hell, even if it was 16 team, I would find it hard, and I think they're moving to 16 teams next year, but I don't see how they do that. J.J. McCarthy, he's going to gain about 2 yards running out of bounds. 3rd down upcoming. Everything is a must. Even if we win everything, like I was saying, Hamster, I don't think there's enough juice with any of the opponents we have left that's going to make anyone say and bump us up. Like, I would have preferably you'd like to win both games, and they had a chance to win both games against both Miami and Texas A&M. But if you went 1-1 with them, you still had a chance, I think, to be in the playoffs. Going 0-2 against those two is not great. Not great. And indeed, Georgia Tech, baby. Ramblin' Wreck from Georgia Tech and a hell of an engineer. J.J. McCarthy, a high throw, but it is caught and brought down. 1st down, 42-yard line, it appears, of the Atlanta Falcons. Jalen Naylor, hardly even know her. Ha-ha! Boom! 1st down, Vikings. We'll see. Michigan might be one of those surprise teams this year. You never know. Again, they're beating up on Central Michigan, so we'll see. McCarthy under center here from the Falcons 42, 1st and 10. It's going to be handoff to Mason. And he's going to get down to, appears the 35-yard line. That's crazy still. I can't get over that. That Notre Dame's not out of the top 25. Who moved? They're going to say the Vikings did. $76. That was my number in high school because somebody took 75 like a fucking bitch. ELS in the chat says, I don't want to talk about the Badgers game. Nobody wants to talk about the Badgers game. Nobody wants to talk about the Badgers. That was, it's rare that a Big Ten team is going to be a cupcake game, but Badgers are a cupcake game now, man. So 2nd and 9, a give to Mason again. Mason getting pushed all the way down, and he's going to be about half a yard short of the 1st down. It's going to be 3rd and inches coming up here for the Minnesota Vikings. Playing Iowa, here's the thing. You don't have to worry about Iowa's offense. You just got to worry about the Iowa defense. That's really the only thing you ever have to worry about when it comes to Iowa. So 3rd, and they're going to say 1, but it really is a half a yard. Handoff to Mason, and that's going to be a 1st down. He falls forward for about a yard. And so the Vikings keep the chains moving, and they keep going here. Good, sustained drive from the Vikings, exactly what they needed to kind of settle things down, get everything into place, and then move on from there. We'll see how the rest of this goes. Can the Falcons get a stop in here? Stop them, maybe hopefully hold them to only a field goal. Again, if I'm the Vikings, a field goal to me feels pretty good. Needs something after the way things have gone in that first quarter. But it seems to be the Vikings settle down here. They're settling down. Good sustained drive. Fake pitch out from McCarthy, and then he just gets swallowed up. That Falcons defensive line just crushing right through that Vikings offensive line there. So 10:28 and counting here if you're syncing along with us. And I certainly hope you are. My name is King. This is Stay Tuned Sports. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. If you like anything that you're watching, and why would you? But if you are, and you do, like, share, subscribe. Helps us out tremendously. Right down there. Hit those buttons. Especially if you're new, hit the subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Let you know whenever we go live. going live late tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern, for the Chargers and Raiders game. 2nd and 18 after the sack. Thrown incomplete. Was that Hawkinson, the intended receiver? Incomplete. Hit as soon as the ball got there. 3rd and 18 upcoming for the Vikings. So here we go. 3rd and 18. Vikings have to get to the 21-yard line. McCarthy throws. Deep ball over the middle. Incomplete. They're going to rule a catch and down? I don't know about that one. Did he maintain it through the process of the catch? Maybe down, sliding, and then ripped it out at the end. They might want to take a look at it, but I actually changed my mind. That was a catch. McCarthy back, looks, throws, corner of the end zone, caught out at the 1. Naylor, don't even know her. And we got 1st and goal for the Vikings. Hamster, I would love to know your opinion on that particular play. Do you think that was a completed catch to Thielen or not? Hamster, our resident Falcons and Titans fan, I want to know. I really would love to know the insight from him, just from a fan's perspective. Do you think that was a catch? Because my first thought was, no way that's a catch. On my second look at it, it looked like it was, but I wonder what you think, really. 1st and goal from the 2. McCarthy drops he was going to pitch it, dropped it, picks it up, looks, throws towards the back of the end zone, looking for Justin Jefferson. Incomplete. What a disaster that almost was. Holy shit. It looked like he was trying to fake a pitch, lost the grip of the football. Yeah, he was trying to do a fake pitch to Mason, fucked it up, picked it up, was able to still run, got it, and still almost was able to complete a pass to Justin Jefferson. Took a pretty big shot there, too. So, 2nd and goal from the 2 after... Could somebody put stick 'em on the kid's hits? And we got a flag. Clock ran out. Delay a game. So now, 2nd and goal from the 2 turns into 2nd and goal from the 7. Lloyd in the chat saying, purple eating people getting rushed. The purple people eaters, yeah. Play clock down to 10. 8:32 remaining here in the second quarter. Play clock at 5, at 4, at 3. McCarthy back, takes a sack. 3rd and goal from the 14-yard line. Crafty in the chat says, I guess JJ stands for Jelly Jam Fingers. I could have used a jammy dodger on that one to dodge the rush, but instead he takes the sack back at the 14-yard line, and now the Vikings seem to be suffering from Giants football syndrome here. You don't ever want to suffer from GFS. It's a terrible disease, Giants football syndrome. Third and goal from the 14, and JJ's going to get sacked again down at the 15-yard line. He's lucky it wasn't even more than that. So now 4th and goal from the Vikings, mercifully make this a fucking field goal attempt. The Vikings had 1st and goal from the 2, and now have 4th and goal from the 15. Giants football syndrome. Terrible affliction. Terrible affliction. Here comes Will Reichert. Number 1, number 2. Snap, hold, kick, up, good. 3 points on the board for the Vikings as they cut the lead in half against the Falcons. 6-3, Atlanta Falcons, with 7:06 remaining here in a second quarter on Sunday Night Football. As you're watching along and hanging out with the boy King here on Stay Tuned Sports. Thank you so much for joining us. Please give a like, share, and subscribe. Helps us out tremendously, especially if you're a first-timer here and you like any part of this. And I don't know why would you. What's wrong? What's wrong with you? Why would you like this? Why would you willingly watch along to this? To me, just some fat old man watching football along here with you, watching the Falcons and Vikings just bumblefuck their way through a football game, both suffering horribly from Giants football syndrome. Again, looking good in spurts, but for the most part, fumbling and bumbling their way to just a field goal or missed points or fourth down non-conversions, things of that nature. Why would you enjoy just sitting here looking at this guy in his hippie hoodie, just saying weird shit, cursing all the time? I'm from New Jersey, for the love of God. Why would you want to watch this? How dare you? But thank you for watching anyway, and if you do like us, please like, share, subscribe, and please make sure to subscribe. Hit that notification bell. We go live a lot, especially now during football season. This is the big thing. Yes, we were talking about that a little bit earlier, Crafty, that Burrow, if he gets the toe surgery, could be out at least 3 months, in which case, Bengals season, been nice knowing you. Goodbye. But yes, thank you so much. Like, share, subscribe. New subscribers, fantastic. Hit the bell. If you want to help us out even more than just doing those free things right there, we have a link for our donation station, our merch store, our Discord, and to go give a vote for my nephew to be Athlete of the Year, Youth Athlete of the Year. Sorry, make sure I put that in there. We have all those links. Top of the chat, which is open. We've got a bunch of people in the chat, by the way. Lloyd, Hamster, Crafty, ELS. Everybody's in there. Come in, say hi, say hello, say how you doing, and let yourself be known. Hey, how'd your team do? You doing bad? You doing good? You're a Chiefs fan right now? It's got to be sad. It's got to be sad time. You're a Giants fan out there like me? You got to find new ways to lose, baby. That's what it is. Giants football syndrome. That's what I mean. It's pretty bad. We have all that there. But join us in the chat. Again, click on some of those links. You want to donate to us, that's fantastic. We would love that. If you want to buy some merch, we have some good merch out there. We got the Dart shirt. We got 8-bit shirts. We got the Bengal Sell the Team shirt, which might be a little bit more apropos as we sit here right now. Having those Sell the Team shirts there with the state of Ohio with the Bengal stripes there, because once again, the Bengals did not invest at all in an offensive line, and it is showing. It is showing. However, the Bengals are 2-0. Despite everything, the Bengals are 2-0. Oh, the Falcons drop the kickoff, and it's going to get returned up to about the 22, 23-yard line. So not as bad as that could have been. But that was almost bad. Crafty in the chat, letting us know, of course, that the Bengals are currently atop the AFC North, but that's that's tenuous at best right now. I think we can both say there. 1st and 10. Penix, he's going to hand off here to Dijon Mustard, and that's going to be good for 5-6 yards there. Pretty good as we look at Kirk Cousins just making so much money sitting on a bench. So much money. 7 yards, by the way, on that carry. 2nd and 3 upcoming here for the Falcons. 6:30 remaining here in the second quarter. Clock is running if you're sticking along with us, and if you are, thank you so much. And it's going to be yet another handoff here, and that's going to be about a yard short for Bijan. 3rd and short. 1 or maybe even less, maybe half a yard coming up here. Vikings blowing that huge, Google horn, Glaggle horn, Geflogen Doggen horn, whatever to call it. 3rd and inches. Penix under center. That's going to be a handoff and a first down for the Falcons. Algier with the carry and a first down. Fresh set of downs. Move the chains. 1st and 10. Atlanta Falcons. So here we go. 5 minutes and 7 seconds and counting. 1st and 10 from the 35.5-yard line. Penix back, looking, gets pressured and then gets swallowed up by the Vikings. Penix has to wipe his shield off there. You always got to protect your Penix. And that was Turner with the sack after Penix tried to get away, but Dallas Turner Penix turned around and was just swallowed up by Dallas there. Crafty in the chat says, I love when the Falcons remember that handing the ball off to Bijan is a thing. Well, they've been doing that this game for the most part. They have been, leaning on him. 2nd and 20 coming up here for the Falcons. Here's the snap. Penix throws, dropped. Oh, Ray McLeod was unable to bring that one in. So now 3rd and 20, the Vikings crowd gets loud with sound. And that lady looks like she wants to go to Pound Town. I don't know. I was just trying to find rhymes. 3rd and 20, play clock at 6, at 5, at 4. It is running down. At 0, and they just get it off. Penix looks back wide open. No, Bijan Robinson gets the pass. He's going to be about 5 yards short, however. So a gain of about 15 on that play. But just not enough, and they're going to have to punt the ball away. Lloyd says this is a game. It certainly is a game of American football. Here, Lloyd. Whether it's good or not, that's up to you. I guess that's a perspective that you have to take. But it's a game that's happening on a Sunday night, and we're here watching it. I guess that's about all I can say, really. Punt is away there for the Falcons. Immediately hit as he caught the ball. No fair catch, but he's tackled. And so the Vikings, with 3:23 left, are going to have a long field to go here. What is it, about the 15-yard line, 10-yard line? It is down there somewhere. Thirteen-yard line. I don't know why I can't even read that shit. So what is the current oh, I don't want to move everything like that. I moved things too. I screwed it all up. Look at how I screwed it up. There we go. See? Now we're back. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay, and now this thing is just being weird. Not sure what happened with my stat bar here. There we go. That's what we're looking for. So we're back up. Penix, 6 of 10 for 72 yards there. J.J. McCarthy. Let me see if I can move this and not have it just lose all of its integrity. Doesn't matter. Seems like it is. Okay, that's a little better. Yeah, J.J. McCarthy is 6 of 8 for 61. Penix 6 of 10 for 72. Bijan's got 63 rushing yards on 7 carries. Mason's only got 18 yards on 5 carries for the Vikings. Pitts, 34 yards on 3 receptions. Naylor's got 31 on 3 receptions. So now things are starting to even out a little bit here. Not on total yards, though. Falcons with $140. Vikings only 71. Atlanta has 7 first downs. The Vikings have 5. That all 5 happened on the last drive, because before the last drive they had no first downs. They were all either the turnover on downs or 3 and outs there. And time of possession has evened out here. The Vikings, though, actually have a little bit of advantage in time of possession. So 1st and 10, Vikings. That's going to be a handoff there to Aaron Jones. He gets about, I want to say 7 yards, maybe 8. Vikings center is being evaluated currently for a concussion. They've replaced him with Michael Juergens. McCarthy takes the snap back, looks, throws. That's going to be caught. Adam Thielen at the 25-yard line. 1st down, Vikings. Lloyd wants to know if we'll be doing the Lions and Ravens game next Monday. Is that another double game? Is that intercepted? That's picked. That is a Vikings interception, and just like that. Wow. And the Falcons are now set up in a great spot. 2:03 remaining. Jesus, McCarthy. Doesn't touch the ground. Doesn't touch the ground. He has it. Then he's down there. Yeah, that's a pick. That is a pick. And no, it's only one game, Lions, Ravens. So, yeah, we'll be doing that game. I mean, I'll be doing that game. Jimbo will not. Jimbo doesn't do Monday. Jimbo doesn't do primetime games. He has work. And also, I don't know if he's going to have a computer anyway. So, but Bowman gets the pick there. What an absolute beauty of a pick. So now both teams have a turnover here. And that's going to begin at about 3-4 yards there for Dijon Robinson. And that gets to the 2-minute warning. So 2nd at about 7 or 6 when we come back from that 2-minute warning. Falcons in a great position as they lead 6-3 to score a couple more points going into the half. Again, right now the news coming out is all about Joe Burrow. Trying to find on Twitter here something to talk about. All anybody's talking about is Joe Burrow. Joe is feared to have suffered a grade 3 turf toe. I don't know what that means. Stop saying grade 2, grade 3. We don't know what the grades are. Is it a grade 12? Is it a K through 12 system? What the fuck what are we doing? Just tell us, did he rip a fucking toe ligament? Is his toe hanging on for dear life? Tell us what happened, Tom. Or Adam or Ian, stop with this fucking grade 2, grade 3, grade 1, grade 12. You got a kindergarten turf toe. I don't know what that means. Ian Rappaport is reporting that while Joe Burrow is still evaluating all of his options, the ones that would keep him on the field right now are dwindling. It's seeming like surgery is going to be the way it is, and apparently word coming out of the Cincinnati halls there, the scuttlebutt, the sources are saying that the Bengals are preparing for a long-term absence. So Jake Browning is going to be starting right now. It looks like next week against Minnesota. Listen, if that means we get to see his girlfriend a little bit more in like another white onesie kind of. Not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad for viewership. I know people were yelling about Taylor Swift. I don't know how many people are going to be yelling about Jake Browning's girlfriend getting shown a lot during the games. I'm not complaining. Well, I don't complain about Taylor Swift either. So back from the 2-minute warning, from the 35-yard line, 2nd and 7. Penix is back, looks, throws, incomplete. There's a flag down. And so we got 2 flags down. Is this going to be a double flag situation? Grenard is down right now. He seems to be hurt. Offsides on Grenard, who's the one who's hurt, and there is holding on the offense. So 2 flags. Those penalties offset. We have 9 total flags in the game. Even though they offset, the flags were thrown. That's why they count here on Stay Tuned Sports. And that was the point, Crafty. I saw you say Burrow basically missed the regular season, but could return for playoff time if they make the playoffs. You know, if they make the playoffs is a big if at this point. You throw 3 months. That's 12 games or so, give or take, depending on how, you know, because obviously you have a bye in there, but you don't know exactly, is it exactly 3 months, not, or whatever. So you're talking about roughly 12 games. That's the season. Like that's. I mean, what are you going to do? Hamster upset. He's saying that the holding was because the player 58 jumped off sides. So explain that. Even if you jump off sides, you still can't hold. So that's why. Lloyd says, I love night football games. I love football. I love football games. I love it all. Night football games. I'm going to tell you what. When it comes to what I love the most, I love 1 p.m. Sunday afternoon. That, to me, there is nothing more that feels football than 1 p.m. Sunday afternoon. That's always going to be my favorite time for football. I love college football starting at noon, starting at 3:30. I love that shit too, don't get me wrong. I love my occasional primetime game and stuff like that. You get a big game at primetime. Love it, love it, love it, love it. To me, those first games on a Sunday are great. They didn't blow it dead, though, Hamster. That's the problem. Just because the defense went off sides doesn't mean it's – the only time they blow it off sides if the defense goes off sides is if it's unabated to the quarterback or if the offensive lineman tries to jump or do something like that. That didn't happen there. So that was encroachment off sides there on the Vikings, but that doesn't automatically stop the play. So there's offsides, but then the play continues. The offensive player held, so now There was offsides, but now there's also holding. That's how that works. They didn't blow the play dead. But you get offsetting penalties. Down never happened. Erase them from your mind. It was all an illusion. You just lost a little bit of time. That's all. Time is an illusion anyway. It's a made-up concept by us humans, man. 2nd and 7 again. Coming up here from the 35-yard line of Minnesota. Hand off to Bijan Robinson, and he's going to bring it down to the 28, just short of the first down. Bless me, for I have sinned against the Lord. A lot. I probably have. Hi, Bubba. Pepper Jack hanging out in the studio kitchen, in the kitchen studio. Oh, I know what time it is. Milk. Pepper Jack, she's a big fan of the milk. As am I. I love good glass of milk with the. Oh, you doing the? Are you eating the caramel apple empanada from Taco Bell that I can't have because I'm diabetic? You son of a bitch! Damn it! Hand off to Algier, and he's going to break on through to the other side and gets it down to the 19-yard line. 105, 104. The clock is running. 1 minute remaining in the second quarter here. 1st and 10 for Atlanta. Pepper Jack excited for this first down play as she's doing a little shimmy shake there right in front of the kitchen, trying to distract me from my job while she shakes her butt. That is unbelievable. That is unbelievably distraction. How dare you? I'm a professional here. I'm doing professional things. Love you, Bubba. 36 seconds remaining after a 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6 upcoming here. Vikings took a timeout there somewhere. Oh, because the player got injured, so they had to take the fight. That's right. I forgot. Under 2 minutes. So here you go. 2nd and 6. Penix throws towards the end zone. Nobody there. That appears to be miscommunication between Mooney and Penix. So here we go. 3rd and 6 now for the Falcons. Penix is getting pressure. Throws. That's, again, off target. And 4th and 6. Giants football syndrome. What did I tell you? What did I tell you, hamster? Guys, I don't know how I can tell you how distracting it is trying to watch a game while you also have a very large-breasted, a very beautiful woman dancing in front of you while she's waiting for her empanada to be done. Snap, hold, kick, up. And that's going to be good. And so as well as the Falcons have done in this first half, they've only got 3 field goals to show for it. Oh, I don't know why I hit 3. There we go. It's supposed to be 9. And there it is. 9-3 currently the Falcons. Vikings, they got 2 timeouts, though. 25 seconds. Let's see if they can do something. By the way, this is an actual quote. I want to put this out there. This is from Mike McDaniel. And I want everybody out there to tell me, do you think Mike McDaniel thinks he knows he's done? You think you know the firing's coming? Or is this? Here's the quote. We're to win games, you have to win the game, not lose the game, honestly, and that is how you lose the game. End quote. I listen. I like Mike McDaniel. I think he's a good guy. I would love to, smoke a fucking joint with him every now and then, and I think he's be a very cool guy to hang out with. But I got to tell you, I think he knows he's done. I think everybody watching the Dolphins know they're done. It's not working. Kickoff is going to get down to about the 5-yard line. Vikings are going to go ahead and return it. He's still on his feet. Time is ticking away. We got 18 seconds left, and they're going to be at the 21-yard line of the Vikings. Let's see if they do anything here. 1st and 10. They do have Justin Jefferson. Let's see if they can do get anything, get close to at least field goal range here. J.J. McCarthy takes the snap. He's going to get sacked. Just end the fucking half. Jesus Christ. Got a fusion dance celebration there. Who called a timeout? Oh, the Falcons have an injury, so they're going to get it. That's... Oh, they gave the Vikings called the time, but it's an injury timeout. Wouldn't it be an injury timeout to the Falcons because their player's hurt? Wouldn't that? I don't know. Unless the Vikings already called it early. Oh no! Now they just fixed it. So I'm basing it off of the NBC coverage, and NBC just had it the other way, and then I was like, no, that doesn't seem right because of the injury. And then, of course, once I change it, then they fix it. So now, fucking NBC. How am I better than NBC at this shit? Is the chat just dead, or is it dead on me? Yeah, no, there's just nobody in there. That's okay. Or everybody's just quiet. Or everybody's gone to bed. I don't know. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen. 9-3. 12 seconds left after taking a 3-yard sack. 2nd and 13. Coming up for the Vikings. They have 2 timeouts remaining still. J.J. McCarthy is in shotgun. He's got trips to his left. And McCarthy gets the snap. It's a bit of a low snap. Throws over the middle. That's thrown and caught. Justin Jefferson. He can break free. He's down to the 33-yard line. 32. Yeah, 33. And with 2 seconds remaining, the Vikings call a timeout, and they might get a field goal off here to end the half. That's what I'm talking about. When you have that, when you have Justin Jefferson by JJ, there's so many JJs on the Vikings. JJ to JJ connection there. So here we go. 51-yard field goal attempt. Snap. Hold. That kick is up. That looks like it's right down the middle. And it is. Just like that. Just when you think, boy, that's done. You can't get anything. Vikings make it a 3-point game going into halftime. That's a big boost if you're the Vikings. To have the interception that deep in your own end, and to hold the Falcons to 3 points, and then with 25 seconds left on the kickoff, and then you have a sack, you have time runoff, you have 12 seconds left, you get a deep pass down the middle to Justin Jefferson, get in field goal range, and you get 3 points ahead in the halftime. That is a fantastic way to end it, and I do believe that the Vikings get the ball first in the second half. That's crazy. Lloyd said he's got the Vikings here in this game. We'll see. They're currently down 3. Atlanta has played a very good game. I think Atlanta has played. I don't think this is a particular hot take. I think the Falcons have outplayed the Vikings, and I think the Falcons have played a much better game so far than the Vikings have. I think that's a non-controversial take. But the Falcons have suffered from Giants football syndrome, which is they're great between the 20s, and then they just fall apart. They're unable to finish drives. And if you want to be able to put teams away, if you want to be able to go on a road and win, if you want to put your stamp and say, hey, listen, we're a legitimate team that thinks that we can win our division, we think we can make it to the playoffs, we think we can make some noise, you got to be able to punch that ball and get 6 instead of 3. And they haven't been able to do that yet. And I got stitches. The stitches are really bugging me right now. But hey, that's what we do. We're football players here. We play through the pain. Lloyd in the chat says, due to my dad's late friend from the United States Marine Corps, Semper Fi, oorah! He's from Minnesota, and they call each other before the Lions and Viking games every Sunday. Sadly, he passed all the way back in 2011. Yeah. Thank you for your service, Marine. And yeah, it's those kind of situations where you find that and you have that personal connection sometimes where people is like, yeah, you got to, even if they are a rival, as the Vikings and Lions are clearly. But that's cool to have that kind of little bit of a connection. And yeah, every now and then you're like, yeah, I'll pull for them. I like them. And that's kind of how I feel with some teams. I don't know if I'll ever feel that way for the Eagles. And I think I think people might understand that. Now, granted, I'm probably going to die before anybody else. But like honestly, if I died and then Jimbo was like, I'd like to see the Giants win. For my good friend King, I'd like to see him win. I'd probably come back as a ghost and haunt his ass and be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Get the fuck out of here. Fuck you and the Eagles. That's probably what would happen. I would literally, ghosts don't exist. I would be the very first ghost to rematerialize myself out of the ether, out of the nothingness, to come back and haunt you. How dare you? Don't you dare. You better root against the Giants. I don't want to hear that shit. None of that nonsense here. Not in this dojo. Right now, the Falcons are, if you wanted to bet on this game, the Falcons are currently 1.5 point favorites in this game. The Vikings started off with 3.5 as the 3.5 point favorite. Vikings right now are the favorite. Over under is right now at 36.5. That might not be a bad under bet to hit. Nothing about this game says explosive offense in the second half. It really doesn't. Yeah, the Lions, again, when it comes to that, the Lions are, again, the demise of the Lions has been greatly exaggerated, and it really has. I didn't understand why people were talking about, oh, it's over for the Lions, it's over, the window's closed, they're done. I don't think it is. Even though I took them out of my top 12, but that was simply because I thought there were other teams that actually did better, and, you reward good play for bad play. Lions are, I don't think I'm going to be breaking news here. The Lions are definitely going to be in my top 12 coming out of this week. They really do look good. And I think that's the only question we have to ask each other now is really how good are the Packers? If they were able to shut down that Lions team the way they did, and we see what the Lions can do. And again, I know it's the Bears. People are going to say it's the Bears. I get it. But still, putting 52 points up on an NFL team is I don't care who the NFL team is. It's impressive. Lloyd in the chat says you'd haunt the Giants like Bobby Lane did to the Lions. I would haunt Jimbo. I'd make sure that son of a bitch didn't do any dumb, like, it's good. Man, I'll root for the Giants because my good friend Kate. Fuck off! Don't you dare root for my Giants. I don't want you to root for my Giants. I want you to root against me as much as you can. Chiefs, as we said here, ELS had given us that hit before that. This is the first 0-2 start since 2014, and well before the Patrick Mahomes ever began there in Kansas City. So I don't know what they're going to do there. No, I didn't. I just said that's funny because I ate the hot dogs before the show today. I was like, oh, I had hot dogs and all that kind of stuff, and I hadn't looked into the Kogel hot dogs yet. So let me look that up. While I'm here, while we're at halftime, what else are we doing? Let's look up some Kogel hot dogs. Hot dog, Armor hot dog. I see what they got. Kogel Vienna hot dogs. Is that the big? So they got just the small ones? Is that just the small mini ones? Oh no, they just call them Viennas. Okay. Does Amazon only have them in 6-packs? So 48 hot dogs cost $74. I have 17 cents in my account, so I don't think I'm going to be doing that. But yeah, okay. So I see this. I'd have to see if I can get if I could just find a place to get one. Let me see here. Go 32 for $48. So there, I can get if I had the money, if I had the ability, I could get them. I'd have to get a lot of them. Unfortunately, is what that looks like. But I would be able to get them through Amazon. So I really can get these. Fuck the Cowboys. I hated seeing it. That was terrible. If the day comes where I get them, Lloyd, I will do a live or at least a record. I will record myself. I will taste it. I will review it, and I will let you know how I feel about these particular hot dogs. because again, I'm an East Coast boy, so like my to me, the peak hot dog for me is Nathan's at Coney Island. Second best you can get is probably a Sabret's Dirty Water Dog from the city somewhere. Third would be Nathan's at home. I'm a big Sabret's guy too. Sabret's have to be boiled. Nathan's have to be grilled. That's the two different things. The Nathans have to be on a flat griddle. They have to be seared and do something like that. Sabret's have to be boiled. Those are my top two, being an East Coast boy, is Nathan's at Coney Island, Sabret's Dirty Water Dog from the cart, and then like if you want to go third, like the at home version, I like I like the Nathans, the ones that you can get at home too, because you can grill that up and they're good. All natural beef, all that kind of great shit. That's good stuff. Hebrew National I can throw in there as well. I like Hebrew National as well. Again, the only other regional dog I think I've tried was, I mentioned this before, the New England Red Hots, they call them, and those are ass. Those suck dick. Those are the worst. I don't know. Again, well, New England people eat it on a fucking white bread. They eat it like on a piece of white bread. They just fold around it like fucking stupid. Get the fuck out of here. But yeah, Nathan's from Coney Island. You get a Nathan's cheese dog or chili cheese dog with the waffle fries and cheese on them, or no, they don't have the waffle fries. They have it's almost like wedges, like chunks. It's like potato chunks, which are so good. Oh, it's so good. So yeah, Nathan's is 1,000% an up for me. That is my benchmark. That is where I set things. Nathan's at Coney Island. From there is where we judge everything else. I have not seen hot dog. My sister went to college out in Nebraska back in the mid late '90s. She went to Creighton University out in Omaha. So I'd have to ask her if she's seen Nebraska hot dogs. I don't know. I have not seen Nebraska dogs. I have no idea if they're good, not anything like that. We'll see. Oh wait, they're coming back here. I haven't fixed the timeouts, and I gotta get myself a little bit more coffee. What am I doing? Not getting myself coffee. What are we doing? Too busy talking about dogs and looking up Twitter. That's the other problem. I read too much Twitter. So here we go. Let's get the timeouts back up here as we're getting ready to come back here. I didn't even put halftime up. Third quarter. Where is what we're doing now? So let me go and do that. Well, highlighter red. No, that's what the New England ones look like too. They call them Red Hots. I don't know why they have them so brightly red, but they do. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Fuck Dak. So, kick off to the Vikings. And Price is going to get out to the 22-yard line, and that's where the Vikings will start their first drive of the second half. That's why that field goal at the end of the half was so big. Groovy Music, ESPN, ugh, NBC. So we got a pitch back here. This is to Aaron Jones. He's going to run it up the left side, and he's going to get. They're going to see he stepped out early, so he was about 7-yard gain. It looked like 9 to me, but they say he stepped out at that. Vikings center Kelly, he's going to be out for the rest of the game. He's in concussion protocol. Second and 2. That's a long 2. McCarthy gets good protection, has time, throws, incomplete. That was intended for Thielen, returning back to Minnesota. So what do we got here? It's going to be third in, a very long 2 again coming up here for the Vikings. Again, low snap, but they are dealing with a backup center. Looks, throws, intercepted! That is intercepted again by the Falcons. And he's not down. He's running, and he gets it down to the 10-yard line. First and goal for the Falcons. That'll be the second one. Nope, that is not. That is incomplete. That is not an interception, but the Vikings are going to have to punt on a fourth and very long 2 coming up here. So not the way you wanted to start. Lloyd wants to know where Hamster is in the chat to get under his skin. I don't know. Yeah, Hamster's been relatively quiet. I don't know. I know Hamster's, he's got some shit. He's going through some shit right now, and that's, that is what it is. But he said he's concentrating on a game, so I get that too. So he's not spending too much time in the chat. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. The kick is away from Minnesota. And that's going to get down to the 20-yard line. Oh, I never switched the thing back, but that's okay. It was going to be a punt anyway. So the Falcons, they get the ball back. No harm, no foul. They didn't get the interception, but they do have the ball back. It is in their own end, and they are going to start their first drive of the second half. From the 21, Penix is in shotgun. Takes a snap, handoff to Bijan, and Bijan's going to get 9 yards on the carry down to the 30-yard line. The Vikings looked like they had him stopped for maybe a 2-yard gain, and then everybody gave up. And Bijan was like, I'm not down yet. What the fuck are you doing? Yeah, never got down. His ass never hit. I guess they all thought maybe his ass hit. No. Second and 1. It's another handoff here. And Bijan, he's going to get 2 yards, but that's enough for the first down, and that's all that matters. Move the chains, Falcons. Keep possession, and they move it going. Falcons cornerback A.J. Terrell with a hamstring injury has also been ruled out for this game, as I have just seen on the twits. Well, we got flags. We got flags and whistles. And that's going to be false start on the Falcons. And we're in double digits, baby. Still 20-plus flags less than the Giants-Cowboys game. No one cuts like Bijan. No one runs like Bijan. You're going to bust out into a song here, Saquon? What are we doing? Saquon is talking about Bijan. Bijan, 11 touches, 83 yards so far. ELS says this game has been unique to say the least. I agree with you on that one, ELS. It's been two teams who are trying to out-Giants each other. If we're being honest, like I said, Giants football syndrome seems to be plaguing both teams. A very contagious, very dangerous disease. And, of course, nobody wants to have that happen. If you or your football team suffer from Giants football syndrome, please contact your doctor immediately. Side effects might include inexplicable rage, depression, suicidal thoughts, diarrhea, vomiting. Oh. That's going to be a handoff to Bijan again, and he's just making work. Going to be third down, but a hell of a gain there for Bijan after the penalty to make it third and manageable here. The Vikings stadium rips another gigantic fart here on third down. 3rd and 5. Snap. Penix throws. Caught. Wide open was Mooney. And the Falcons keep the chains moving. Again, between the 20s, the Falcons look fucking great. Eli, I might have to pull a page from like the Tom Grossi book and do like a fake skit. Maybe I'll do a like a medical ad, except for it's for Giants football syndrome. Second and 11 coming up right now for the Falcons. 10-28 and counting remaining here in the third quarter, if you're syncing along with us, and I certainly hope you are. My name is King. This is Stay Tuned Sports. Penix takes the snap, throws. That's going to be caught by Moody, and that's going to be just about a yard short of the first down, maybe a yard and a half. 3rd and 2, I would venture to guess, coming up here. Handoff to Algier, and he's going to get the first down by a yard. Again, Falcons move the chains, looking effective, efficient. Between the 20s, though. We got to see what happens when they get towards the red zone. I've seen it. Like the problem is, like, I've seen it already in this game so many times, and as a Giants fan, I've seen it a lot more too. It's like we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Hand off to Bijan, and he's got so much room and more. He is down to the 22-yard line. First down, Falcons. It's going to be another hand of Bijan, and this time, it looks like they were going to get him for no game. Instead, he gain. Looks like he gets 3 yards. So it's funny how they just mentioned on the telecast that he went from Bijan to Bijan because that's what his grandma or mama called him, whatever. And now he's back to wanting to be Bijan Dijon. So he's Bijan. I'm sorry. There you go. We just found out it is Bijan, not Bijan or Bijan, whatever. Bijan. A third and a deuce coming up here for the Falcons. They got to get to the 12, and they are not going to get there. They're going to be a loss of a yard. Between the 20s. Get to the 20s. And the Falcons are going to go for a field goal. Giants football syndrome. I'm telling you. This entire game, both the Falcons and the Vikings is suffering from Giants football syndrome. From the right hash mark. Smoke the hash if you got it. 6:20, snap, hold, kick, up, and it's a little wobbly, but it gets on through. And in a game of nothing but field goals, we got another one. Atlanta 12, the Vikings 6. We'll think about it, ELS. Like I said, I'll see what we do. Might do a skit, might not. Again, I got ideas for skits that just never get done because I either don't have the time, I don't have the resources, I don't have the equipment to do certain things that I would love to do. The next thing I would love to get is a lav mic for my cell phone, so I can do some cell phone recordings and have the lav mic to be able to do that and blah blah blah. But when you have 17 cents in your bank account, you can't really do that. So that's what we're doing here, which is why me and Jimbo ask generously for anybody watching. And again, not you guys, because I know you guys have been in here. You guys have given a lot to us already. You guys always do this stuff for us, and we really do appreciate all the guys that you help with your likes, the shares, the guys that you do subscribe to us. You share us to other people. You spread us around to other Discords and on your Facebooks and Twitters. You guys are amazing, and we love that. So that's what I mean. I'm not saying for anything, but hopefully if we get more people in here, to more people to watch, and we get more people to donate, that means we can get better equipment, more equipment, and that just adds to the channel, to the show. And that's the whole thing, is I want to improve the channel. I want to improve the quality and the things that we do here other than just doing lives. I love doing lives. I think the lives are the best thing we do, especially when we're watching along with the games, when we have the recaps and the flagship show on Wednesday and the Friday forecast. I love all that stuff. I would like to do more of the other stuff too, though. Do maybe some scripted stuff. Have different videos. Talk about different subjects. Things of that nature that you see from other creators who do this. And have it be our own thing. But right now, don't have the ability to do that. Going to try to fix that. Going to try to do more. But you can only work with what you have, and that's what we're looking at right now at this point. Hamster in the chat says, and I believe this is a message for the Atlanta Falcons coaching staff. Stop taking Bijan out on third down. That seems to be pretty straightforward, and I would venture to guess there's not a lot of Falcons fans that would disagree with you at this point. Other than maybe he's just tired because he's between the 20s. He's running on everybody. Like he's what's doing most of the work. So maybe he just needs a blow by the time they get down there. Kick off, and that's going to get to the 30-yard line. 6:11 remaining here in the third quarter. JJ comes out again, trying to get something going here. He just had a kid born. We thought maybe he'd be extra motivated to get something done here, but right now this is looking a lot like the first three Bears quarters. Will the magic fourth quarter happen again for JJ? God, shut up, Collinsworth. Handoff. That was Mason again with the carry there. Not a lot of Aaron Jones in this game so far. A little bit, a little smattering, a sprinkling of Aaron Jones, but not a lot. So here we go, 2nd and 7. McCarthy has time, all the time in the world. He gets it to Mason on the outside, about a yard short of the first down. 3rd and 1 upcoming here for the Vikings. Man, Mike Vrabel got that good run. Got that good running ability. Hand off, and he's not going to get there. 4th and 1 upcoming. Man, these teams cannot get anything going. I think it's Diablo, not Diablo. I don't think it's Satan playing for the Falcons here, Chris Collinsworth. And the Vikings appear they're going to go for it. Play clock is to 9, 8, 7, 6. The play clock is at 5. McCarthy is under center. Play clock at 2. Play clock at 1. They try the sneak again, and this time it looks like he got it. And they do. Lucky. I think they're lucky on that one. By the way, in case you want to know how shit the Bengals protection of Joe Burrow is, Joe Burrow's injuries since he's been the Bengals quarterback. In 2020, he had a tore ACL, MCL, PCL, meniscus. Missed the season. I ripped his whole fucking leg up. Dislocated pinky in 2021. MCL sprain in 2022. Torn wrist ligament in 2023 where he missed the rest of the season. And, of course, he now has the grade 3 turf toe. Big run from Mason. But we have a flag, and that might be coming back against the Vikings. Can't have a big play in the NFL. It's always going to be a penalty. So instead of a nice big gain and going into Falcons territory, this is going to be a 1st and 20. Play action, incomplete. So here we go, 2nd and 20. McCarthy back. Has a little time to get swatted at. He's going to pull it down and run. And he runs it now this time. He runs it all the way up to the 48-yard line. Jesus Christ. Still got a long way to go. Oh, not that long to go. Yeah, 3rd and 4. There we go. Oh, it looked like they had the line a little bit further than that. So, yeah, 3rd and 4. So now 3rd and very manageable. That's going to be offsides and moving back. It's going to be 3rd and 9 now. Man, just can't. Neither of these teams can get out of their own fucking way. God, this is fucking horrible to watch. Like watching old people fuck. What are we doing here? Slow and sloppy is what this game is. So 3rd and 9 instead of 3rd and 4 because of the penalty. McCarthy throws. They're going to say it hit the ground. Jefferson was the intended receiver. 4th and 9, and the Vikings are going to have to punt. Yeah, Lloyd, this game is. Yeah, no, that you'd think he might have gotten a hand underneath it, but yeah, that just was a little too far. Hit the turf. So here we go. That yawn, and I've had coffee, and they kick it away. About the 20-yard line is where the Falcons will take over, and we'll continue this fuck fest. Let's go. 1:28 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Yeah, Lloyd, this is they're struggling. I'm fucking struggling. I'm watching along with you here, and I'm fucking struggling like a goddamn motherfucker. I'll tell you that right now. By the way, just if there happen to be any Bengals fans in the chat, there you go. There's a link to go get your Sell the Team shirt. Let the Brown family understand that, especially Mike Brown anyway, your time is come and gone. You cheap fuck. You don't know what you're doing with the team, and you're going to get our once-in-a-generation quarterback murdered because you refuse to invest in an offensive line. So sell the team and let somebody run this team that can actually, afford an NFL team. Sell the team with Cincinnati Bengals shirt available right now over at bit.ly. Stay tuned merch. That's bit.ly. Capital S, stay. Capital T, tuned. Capital M, merch. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, that's the only thing is like it's not a blowout, but it's boring as shit. Oh, which by the maybe I can show it in the stats bar there. I can actually show the TV. Yeah, see, there we go. See, there's the shirt right there. There's the Sell the Team shirt. You can get a couple different looks there for you. Sell the Team shirt. That's available there at bit.ly/Stay Tuned Merch. In Stay Tuned Merch, the capital letter of each word, Stay Tuned and Merch, is capitalized. The rest are lowercase. I know it's weird, but it has to be that way. Otherwise, you get taken to another place. Back to the stats. So here we go. 1st and 10 is going to be a handoff here. Lloyd in chat still gloating about his Lions game today as they went and today's game made Caleb cry. Caleb cries when he loses. We know that, but today made him cry real bad. Second and 6. Penix! Oh! Penix shrank on that play in a Minnesota cold as the defense put an ice cube right on there, Penix. And that's going to be 3rd down. Big sack. You hate when you get your Penix hit by your sack, but there you go. Penis jokes, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we're here. You know what's going to happen. I told you before the game. I told you. We started doing the Penix show. I said, you're going to get a lot of Penix. Prepare yourself for the Penix. And here we are. 3rd and 14. Penix getting rushed again. Nice pass defended by the Minnesota Vikings. Joshua Metellus. He got diabetes type 2 Metellus. 4th and 14, and for the first time tonight, really, the Falcons are going to have no real good movement, no real good drive here, and punting from deep in our own end. So, 4th and 14. Snap. Kick is away. Price is running out of real estate, but he gets it up to about the 47.5-yard line, maybe the 48, depends on the spot. So the Vikings get the ball back in good field position. Can somebody, for the love of God, throw a pie or score a touchdown or something? Or is somebody going to throw a green dildo? We had 3 more green dildos today, by the way. From what I was able to read there, from I think it was Barstool said we had 3 dildos. Oh, Sydney Sweeney from the Emmys are tonight. I just noticed that, and we just got a clip of Sydney Sweeney walking out to the stage. Dear sweet Lord Almighty. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. Oh, well, let's see if we can fix that. Let's see. I'm just saying. Just saying. Not bad. That's not bad. Not many words needed to be said for that one. Sorry, I know the quarter changed. I got confused. I got distracted on Twitter. What are you gonna do? And this game has been a lot. I didn't know that. Was that indeed the change of the? Was that the change of the quarters? I didn't even know. That's how kind of I feel almost separated out of this game. It feels like this game is going on forever. But yeah, get the fours up, ladies and gentlemen. We are now in the fourth quarter. And we had a 12-6 game here. Falcons lead the Vikings. I would say overall the Falcons have outplayed the Vikings, but all the Vikings need is one touchdown and an extra point, and they'll be winning 13-12. So we'll see. I got to get the Sydney Sweeney gift for it. Come on, Twitter, update, do something. I can't just see those things thangling out there. What are we doing? Come on. Don't tempt me, demon. So from their own 48-yard line, J.J. McCarthy. 1st and 10. Boy, nobody blocked him. That's a fumble, and that's Falcons ball. And just like that. Falcons have the ball in Viking territory. Was he down or not? Let's see. Oh, no, that's out. That is way out. Nobody picked him up. That was just a fireman blitz there, I guess, and just, oof. I don't know what's going on here. Lloyd in the chat says, this game is, like I said before, he's like, hey, we got a game. It's like, this is definitely a football game on a Sunday night. Bijan Robinson just gets tripped up. 8-yard gain there. Crafty says, I'm convinced teams are getting drunk for Sunday Night Football. Yeah, it's either we have 81 points scored or we have 18 points scored. And these teams can't figure. It's like watching monkeys fuck a football here. Like, what are we doing? 2nd and 2 coming up here. Falcons are at the 30. Hand off to Bijan. He Madden spin moved that. Somebody hit the X button. Is that the button? I don't know. I haven't played Madden in fucking 15 years, so I have fucking no idea. What a spin. That was a tight spin. That wasn't loose like Sydney Sweeney's tits that we just saw bouncing around. That was tight. It was tight. 1st and 10 for the Falcons. 13:40 remaining here in the fourth quarter. We've just started. I hope you got your fours up because we did here on Stay Tuned Sports, even though I kind of forgot. Slipped by Bijan. He cuts it. And he's not going to get it anywhere this time. Loss of 2 yards. Back to the 30. It's going to be 2nd and 12 for the Falcons. Boy, these stitches in my mouth are really fucking with me right now. It's not so much where the stitches are. It's like it's fucking with my cheek. Right there at the gum where the gum and cheek meet, it's really starting to fuck me. I know what'll help it. Coffee. No wonder I got problems. Here we go. 2nd and 12. Penix in shotgun. Takes the stat. He's got time. No, he doesn't. Sacked back at the 40-yard line. Lloyd wants to know who let the geriatric unit on the field. I have seen, my brother used to play semi-pro ball back like 30 years ago. I've seen better game in semi-pro ball than this shit. This is fucking Bayonne High School plays better football than this. Both of these teams, Falcons and Vikings, neither one of these teams deserve to win this fucking game. fucking awful. 3rd and 21. But we've got whistles, and the Falcons have taken a timeout. This has been a chore to watch. And if we were getting monetized and we were able to get paid for this, it's like, hey, listen, I'll get paid to watch slop. I don't care. But we're not getting paid yet. We're not monetized yet. So basically, I'm forcing myself to watch bad football for the entertainment of you guys here. And I'm starting to question certain life choices. Well, let's be fair. I've questioned a lot of life choices I've made. That's not starting tonight. Tonight's not the start of the life choice questioning. Let's put that out there right around. But boy, this is something. This is something to watch. 3rd and 21. Yet again, here we go. Penix waits for the ball. He gets it snapped. He discharges, and that's going to be good for about a 2-yard gain. And it's going to be 4th and a fuck ton. And the Falcons are going to have to punt this ball away. Pecan in the chat. Great to see you, Pecan. Right now, the leader in the clubhouse when it comes to the donations. You get your name in the ticker. You do more than $35. Pecan in the chat says the Saints can beat the Falcons. I don't disagree. I think that the Saints have been the Saints are 0-2, but for what we thought the Saints were going to be, they're an impressive 0-2. Like, I'm legitimate. Like, I know no such thing as moral victories, things like that. But it legitimate. Oh, the Falcons are going for a field goal here. 54-yard attempt. I thought they were going to punt. Kick it. Shit, that's a good kick. And with that is now a 2-possession game. So it's been nothing but field goals, and it's still a 2-possession game. Falcons lead 15-6. 9-point lead here. ELS asked his cousin, who is a Vikings fan, by the way, on a scale of 1 to 10, how painful was this? His cousin, Vikings fan, said it's about 110. Yeah. Giants football syndrome. What did I tell you? This game is nothing but Giants football syndrome from top to bottom. This is fucking bad football to watch. And it is. Hamster in the chat says, rise up for the Falcons. That's the Falcons thing. Although I think I still have them as there. Although for the Falcons, I think, now nobody scored a touchdown. I'm just showing you because I don't think we're going to see the touchdown graphics today, so I'll just show you what I have for them anyway. But for the Falcons, you see I have Dirty Birds instead of Rise Up. And I know currently it's Rise Up, but the Falcons always and forever, for me, anyway, will be the Dirty Birds. So that's why that is there as their little motto there. For the Vikings, I believe it's just Skull Vikings. But yeah, I did work on those. And it just feels like the Falcons and Vikings are very committed to not having me use them today. So I just wanted them to be seen. I know nobody's scoring a touchdown, but I just wanted them to be seen. Yeah, man, Jamal Anderson and the Dirty Birds. I remember that back in the day. I missed that. That was good. I was rooting like hell for them to beat the Broncos in Super Bowl 33. I never liked John Elway. I wasn't a fan of the Broncos at that time. And I didn't want the Broncos to win 2 in a row. I didn't want the Broncos to win at all. I just don't like the Broncos or John Elway. But boy, they just oof. Lloyd says the Vikings took notes on the wrong teams this Sunday. I don't know, probably the Jets. That's what I would say. But again, even though it was garbage time, the Jets did score a late touchdown. And the Bears put 21 on the board or something, 20, 21. The Bears put a couple on in garbage time, but curling! There we go. Winter Olympics, baby. Excited for that. If we still have a world, if we're not blown up in World War III yet, if Russia doesn't invade everybody, we'll see. But excited for curling. If we're not all dead in a nuclear apocalypse, I'm excited for curling. Although, hey, nuclear winter sounds like it would provide the perfect conditions for some nice radioactive curling. So we got a kickoff here, and the Vikings are going to return it all the way out to the 16, all the way out to maybe the 16. Not great. So the Vikings are going to have to change everything they've done in this game right now. And they got the curling emojis in here. Let's go. Good job, YouTube. Great call, Leo. I saw that, by the way. But the Vikings are going to have to basically change what they've done for the entire game here. Try to get back into this game. As, again, now they're down 2 possessions. So this becomes 11-11 remaining in the fourth quarter. Make a wish. Hand off to Mason. And he's going to get passed to the 25 to the 26. It's going to be about 3 to 4 yards short of the first down. Jeff Ulbrich, defensive coordinator for the Falcons, was for the Jets last year, and then interim coach for the Jets when they fired Saleh. The Jets are a mess. We all know that. McCarthy under center, trying to do a hard count, looking to see if he gets somebody go off. Doesn't do that. It's going to be a handoff again to Mason, and he's going to be about a yard short. 3rd and 1 upcoming. ELS wants the Vikings to get the ball to Jefferson. Again, you needed 1 to 2 touchdowns from Jefferson. I don't know if you're going to get that. And J.J. McCarthy has seemed to be less comfortable in this game than he was even in a Bears game, so I'm not sure. Mac Jones did indeed look good today. I'll give credit to the point where I think Lloyd is the one who asked the questions of whether or not if he plays well enough, does that mean that they'll sit or even kick out Brock Purdy? And I said Brock Purdy has to play badly first before they do that. Big ball from JJ, and it's going to be incomplete to Naylor, and it's going to be 4th and 1 again for the Vikings. Had him wide open, beat his man wide open, and just overthrown. Unbelievable. Lloyd is tired of repeating himself. I'm tired if I'm repeating myself. I feel like I'm repeating myself here with this game. Throw, incomplete. Punt, throw, gets it. Oh, sack, field goal, sack. Field goal, fumble, interception, sack. There you go. And the Vikings punt. God, can this game just mercifully end? Oh, I still got Sidney Sweeney's tits on my screen here. That's pretty. It's not a bad thing. Compared to this game, I'd rather watch the boobs boobalating than watch this game right now, to tell you the truth. Sorry, just reading Twitter, checking stuff up out here. ELS says, can we get something exciting in this piece of crap game? That's what I would like to know, too. Pecan's got the 4 up. Get the 4s. There we go. That's exciting. Hi, Sydney. How are you doing? That's a lot better than looking at me or watching this game right now. You're welcome, everybody. Something exciting. Pecan, ELS, you guys wanted something exciting to watch instead of this piece of crap game? Here we go. This is fairly exciting. This game has been fucking terrible. ELS, I don't know what ELS was saying, but he had to quickly delete it. That's all I know. ELS says at this stage, this is the most exciting thing that's happened in the game. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. At least there was some movement in that clip. Lloyd in the chat. Don't tempt me, Frodo. I would take this ring with the purpose to do good, but through me. With a power so terrible, could not scarcely imagine. One cock ring to rule them all. This is what this game has reduced us to, making Lord of the Rings cock ring jokes. What do we do? Lord of the cock rings. What are we doing? What are we doing here? What are we doing? This game. Fuck me. 2nd and 8 for the Falcons. It's going to be a handoff here to Bijan Robinson. Gets a good chunk of yardage and then immediately stopped. Lucky to hold on to that ball there. So 3rd down coming up here. 3rd and 2. The Falcons have been pretty good so far in converting their 3rd downs. Penix backs, throws. It's going to be caught in a 1st down. Drake London with the reception. Yeah, this game is pretty bad. The fact that we had the Giants-Cowboys game, which even though the Giants gianted it and it was what it was and the officials or whatever, exciting game, fun game. You had 80-plus fucking points in that game. Pretty good. Then we had Eagles-Chiefs, which is a good back and forth, a little tighter, but still exciting, had its moments, was some movement in the game. You had interceptions and big plays and the tush-push and all that stuff. This game has been a comedy of fucking errors. Not a touchdown to be seen or had. Both of these teams are fumble fucking their way to the finish line here. Algier, we got flags down. The play clock was close to expiring, I think. Holding on the Falcons, moving it back 10 yards. Like, even the penalties haven't been fun. Hamster says, I disagree. This is the best game of the week. I guess if you have a rooting interest, I suppose. But, boy, for the rest of us, I'm about ready to just fucking pop Sydney Sweeney's tits on here for the rest of the game and just go take a nap. Oh, that's why we haven't seen Aaron Jones suffer a hamstring injury, by the way, and is questionable to return for the rest of the evening. Throwing Drake London, he gets it, and he gets a lot more. He gets all the way to the 46-yard line, and that's a 1st down Falcons. Yeah, I don't know what that was. I thought he had him, and I thought maybe he dropped him. But yeah, you gotta. Lloyd says, "Do it, do it, kill him, do it." ELS says at this point he'd rather watch 2 Russians drink vodka. I'd rather watch 2 Russians drinking vodka, watching Sydney Sweeney bounce at the Emmys. That's I would rather watch people watching somebody else. Hamster says, all the shit y'all gave me all week in a Falcon. What shit did we give you? We didn't give you shit. We just said the Vikings probably going to win. Is all we said, because, let's face facts, we thought the Vikings were going to win. And to be fair, if the Vikings weren't fucking terrible in their offense in this game, they would be. What have the Falcons done? They've got 5 field goals. That's it. Not exactly burning it up in this game. If I'm a Falcons fan, nothing in this game has made me say, like, boy, the Falcons are going to be a team to be reckoned with. They're not. Now, granted, in the NFL, you win a game, you win a game. But, boy, like, to sit there and say, like, oh, Falcons, they're really proving you guys wrong. Not fucking really. The whole point of this game is that both of these teams are fumble fucking their way to the finish line. This game is fucking terrible. Both of these teams fucking suck. Yes, a win is a win on the road. You get that. I understand that. I understand what you're saying, Hamster, and I've been saying that the whole time too. A win in the NFL is a win. Doesn't matter how you get it, if you get it. I'm just saying from a purely entertainment standpoint, which is kind of why we're here. God, this game is boring as fuck. Especially with the other games that we had today. We had that Giants game. We had the Eagles-Chiefs game. Then the other games that we're kind of watching on the side, the Colts-Broncos game was a fucking amazing one. The Cardinals-Panthers turned out to be great, with the Panthers coming all the way back, getting an onside kick, and almost, like, there was a lot of great football today. I think we can all agree, even you can agree, that this has not been the best representation of American football we've seen. Ooh, got rolled up on that's not good. So, 2nd and 6. No, the Falcons' defense has been good. I don't know how much is that is the Falcons' defense or the Vikings just sucking. I'm not sure if it's a little column A, a little column B. I'm not sure if it's just all on Falcons' defense or if it's all just the fact that the Vikings can't get their shit together. The Vikings look like they've never seen their playbook before in their lives. So I don't know what the fuck is going on with them. But we got 5:45 remaining, and the clock is running here in the game remaining. It's going to be a handoff here to Algieri, and he's going to break it loose. First down on 2nd and 6 as he gets deeper into Vikings territory. Hamster says that you said the Buccaneers should win the Super Bowl, and we should have beat them in week 1. Yeah, but what did we just say here? A win is a win in the NFL. So you say, oh, well, we should have beat them. Well, shoulda, woulda, coulda, but you didn't. So like, you can't sit there and say on one hand, it's like, hey, however you're going to win in the NFL is how you get it. And then say, but we also should have won. Algieri breaks another run on 1st and 10, gets it down to the Vikings 20-yard line. And now this is where the Falcons have been sputtering out all game. But at this point, you're still talking about this is a 9-point game. It's already a 2-possession game. And the way the Vikings have played and with the amount of time left, they're already in field goal range. So as long as the Falcons don't turn it over, this should be game. Algieri Hamster says we're about to see me use my touchdown graphic. We'll see. How about that? Not on that play. That's about a 2-yard gain there on 1st down. Vikings starting to use their timeouts here. 4:17 remaining. As they're going to go with another break here. Lloyd, in this chat, you can really say whatever you want as long as it's not super racist like sometimes Hamster can get when he gets very mad. Hamster sometimes gets mad. He says some stuff. That's the only time we've ever had to really do a timeout outside of it. We had to temper ELS because he was giving people timeouts for some random shit for a while. So we calmed ELS down. But there was a couple of times where Hamster had to actually legitimately put into a timeout. So as long as you don't say anything like on that level, I think we're okay. But Lloyd says, this game reminds me, and I don't know how to put this properly, reminds you of a massive shit. I agree. This is, except here's the thing. After taking a massive shit, I often feel better. And I got to say, after watching this game, I don't feel great. In fact, I feel more sick. This feels more like a constipation shit. Busted battle there. This feels more like a constipation shit, where you have a massive shit, but it won't come out, and you feel worse because of it. It's almost you're getting fecal toxicity. That's what this game reminds me of. This game reminds me of fecal toxicity. And that my body is trying to reject this game out of my ass, and it just can't because it's stuck with constipation. This game is a constipation of football that is giving me fecal toxicity. That's the best way I could put it. So I don't think you're wrong on this one, Lloyd. I'm with you on this one. This game is fecal toxicity boiled down to a football game. Hey, next week we get to see the Giants get embarrassed on Sunday Night Football. That'll be fun, ladies and gentlemen. Join us for that one. Hamster saying the Vikings beat us by like 40 last year with Cousins, so you're loving this. Hey, listen, that's what I mean. A win is a win. Enjoy it. Like I said, the Giants put up 37 points today and lost. You're going to put up 15 points and win. That's good. You know what I mean? I'd rather score nothing and win than have a massive offensive explosion and still fucking lose like the Giants did. Second and 9 coming up here. That's going to be a handoff to Bijan Robinson, and he's going to get tackled after 2 yards again. So third down coming up. Vikings take another timeout. Yeah, Giants are going to get fucking run out of the building. And people are going to say, why? The Chiefs don't look good. The Chiefs really don't look good. Boy, you want to talk about a get-right game? You want to talk about a get-right game? And here's the problem. This is where everybody's going to get fooled. Because they're going to be like, well, look at the Chiefs, man. They look really bad these first couple games. Look like their offense can't get anything going. And look at the Giants. They put up 37 points. They almost beat the Cowboys. They clean up some of the penalties. Oh, they're going to be – people are going to be picked. I guarantee you there's going to be some talking heads out there that fucking stupidly pick the Giants. And let me, as a Giants fan, let you know right now that the Chiefs are going to run the Giants out of that fucking big HVAC unit in the Meadowlands. Giants are getting run out of the building. Giants might lose by 21 points. I'm letting you know that right now. Bijan Robinson gets the carry, almost gets to the first down, but he's going to be about a half a yard short, and that's going to be fourth down. If I'm the Falcons, I kick the field goal and make this game even, like, again, a field goal, because then the Vikings have to get 2 touchdowns. They haven't been able to do anything all game. Like, this is what I mean. Vikings called their last timeout, by the way. Boston Connor from the Pat McAfee show has posted on Twitter much of the same thoughts that we were having. Boy, this game has been a real snooze fest, and indeed it has. Hamster says, put your life savings on the Chiefs. Yeah, I would say so. 4th and inches, and the Falcons are going to go for it here. and the Falcons are going to try to say that the Vikings went off sides, and they did. That's a first down, automatic for the Vikings. That's the end of the game. And with that, the rest of the fans at U.S. Bank Stadium will head for the exits. Bijan Robinson currently has 143 yards. The Vikings currently have 164 yards. So not quite, but almost. It's going to be a handoff there on 1st and goal. Gets down to about the, 5 or 4 yard line? Handoff to Algier. Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, listen, Hamster wasn't lying. We got to use a touchdown graphic. So he says we got a fucking touchdown. I was going to say, holy shit. At least there was something here. And the extra point is up, and it is good. It is a 16-point game now, 22-6. No timeouts left. Vikings need 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. Hampshire says, that's the most beautiful graphic I've ever seen. The fact that we have a touchdown in this game, I'm very happy I was able to use it. ELS thinks, honestly, I think the Lions and Packers can sweep the Vikings this year. Unless something changed with the Vikings right now. We've now seen the Vikings play for, this is going to be 4 quarters here. 8 quarters. 2 games. And J.J. McCarthy's had 1 good quarter. It's not looking great if you're a Vikings fan right now. Any more Sydney Sweeney gifts here? What do we got going on here? By the way, imagine you have a first touchdown bet. You bet that was going to be Bijan Robinson. And Tyler Algier goes ahead and scores that for you. Hey, listen, Madam Webb had Sydney Sweeney in it, so at least there was that. As I punched the mic. That's what I just said, Chris Collins. Chris Collins just said. Pecan. Danny Dimes looking good. He had another great game today. And the Colts won. Granted on a fuck up by the Broncos on the game winning field goal where they tried to jump, they tried to use leverage, jump over the line, got called for it. Kid missed a 61-yard field goal, but it was a 15-yard penalty, made the second attempt. So really, Broncos have no one to blame but themselves. But Daniel Jones stat-wise, Daniel Jones had a great game. Again. So 1st and 10 here, coming up for the Vikings. Let me go ahead and move that over there from the 30-yard line. J.J. McCarthy throws incomplete towards Mason as he was getting a little pressure there. Takes a hit, comes up off the ground. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Vikings. Waiting for this game to mercifully fucking end. Jesus. Boy, I'm surprised that wasn't thrown out as a flag for delay of game. Thrown wide open is Hawkinson. That's going to be a first down out of bounds, 3:10 remaining. First down, Vikings. Eli saying, hey, we might get Kirk Cousins to play in this game if the Falcons get the ball again. McCarthy avoids the pressure, throws, caught to Justin Jefferson. Clock is ticking. Minnesota has no timeouts. McCarthy back. We got a flag down. Throws. Intercepted at the 3. But we got a flag. What is it? Where was he fucking aiming at? Illegal shift on the Vikings. That pick is a good pick. And Atlanta is going to walk away with a fucking boring. And you look at the score, and I guess you could sit there and say, you would sit there and say, oh, what a dominant victory. It really wasn't, but the Vikings sucked more than the Falcons in this game. Clearly. This was a comedy of errors from both of these teams, but the Falcons fucked up a lot less. I think the coaching staff for the Vikings maybe made some poor choices in some of their play calling, and JJ just wasn't ready. Penix is going to hand it off there to Algieri. Hamster says, King's just a hater. Look at this. I watch the fucking game, Hamster. This game was terrible. And yeah, no, the Falcons were great between the 20s, but then they would fuck up between the 20s. That's not a dominate. When all you do is kick field goals, when you've kicked 5 field goals, that's not a dominating victory. You didn't dominate. Like, be realistic here, brother. Come on. This game, up until like 4 minutes ago, was still in doubt. By the way, Lloyd, I actually didn't see you mark there, but yeah, Lloyd said earlier on, interception on this drive, mark my words, and indeed there was. Big credit to Lloyd for Nostradamusing that. But I mean, also, just the way JJ's been playing and the fact that they were in a kind of thing where he was going to push on this drive, there was a very good chance that was going to happen. So good call on it, though. But yeah, man, there you go. So the Falcons are going to get a win up in Minnesota. That's a big time win. That is a big time win. And now it's just a case of, man, what is? Again, he's still a kid, but we gotta, yeah. He's got to make some steps here. Because, like I said, we've seen him 8 quarters now. And J.J. McCarthy's had 1 good quarter in his NFL career. That's not good enough. Crafty says that was a Russell-worthy interception. Fair enough. Fair enough. That fucking hot read interception in overtime. I don't know what the fuck that was from Russell Wilson, but cost the Giants. Lloyd says he'll be a better quarterback, in my opinion, when he gets older, if he gets the chance. We'll see. And again, I'm somebody who doesn't want to give up on quarterbacks early. Look at me and Daniel Jones. I'm still a huge Daniel Jones apologist, if you will. This is from Barstool, by the way, here on Twitter, and it seems fairly accurate. Well, that game sucked. Time to jack off. What a terrible fucking game this was. This was bad. This was a bad one. But we watch them all here, and we do all 4 quarters. We don't give up early. We ain't no bitches. Mama ain't raised no bitch. That's a handoff here on 2nd and 3 after the 2-minute warning. And that's going to be short. But again, Minnesota has no timeouts, so they're just running the clock out as U.S. Bank Stadium has emptied out. The Atlanta has Carolina next week in week 3, and then the Redskins in week 4. They get an early bye in week 5, and then the Bills and the Niners. So kind of a tough schedule outside of Carolina coming up there for them. The Vikings get Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, a bye, and then Philadelphia. So they have games that they can win before they have to play the Eagles there. So we'll see. They have a chance to get right here, but boy, they got to turn something around here real quick. Algier, he's going to be stopped short of the first down, 4th down, but the clock is going to tick. But we'll see. Will the Falcons go for it? Hamster says, this wasn't bad. This was awesome. I'm sure, as a Falcons fan, I'm sure you enjoyed this game, and I'm glad you did. Hamster, I'm glad you enjoyed this game. I'm happy that you're happy. It's been a bad week for everybody. especially for you. I understand you've gone through, you and your family have gone through shit this week. So I'm glad that the Falcons were able to give you this gift and give you this win. Some time to smile here. And that's a big thing. That's a good thing, and I'm happy to see that. But also from a objective point of view, from somebody who, from let's face facts, everybody who did not have a dog in this fight. This game was fucking bad. Considering how all the other games today went, this one was something. Lloyd in the chat says, yeah, this game was bad, but if you're a Falcons fan, this may be Super Bowl material. Yeah, I was going to say, if you're a Falcons fan, this game was Sydney Sweeney's tits bouncing around. For the rest of us, we just wanted to go see Sydney Sweeney's tits bounce around there during the Emmys. So on 4th and half a yard, the Falcons are going to punt 28 seconds remaining. Vikings got a chance here. Fair caught. I fumbled the fair catch. What a way to end the game. There's no other way to end the game. A fumbled punt reception from Price, and the Falcons immediately cover it up. And so it'll be a kneel down, and it'll be over. Lloyd said this game gave me PTSD. Yeah, this one. Soldiers is proud to serve with you through the trenches of this game. Dude, the Vikings are. This game was wow. Again, this is a case where the Falcons did not play a good game. Somehow the Vikings played the Vikings played the absolute worst game of football I have seen so far. And I watched the Giants fuck up against the Redskins. This game was worse than that. This game was worse than the Giants-Redskins game. With the Giants play. This game was bad. This game was bad. Bad. That's what this game was. Bad. But there you go. There's the final, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, mercifully, this game is over. The Falcons go up to Minnesota and defeat the Vikings. And to be fair, the Vikings defeated themselves 22-6. Jesus Christ. What a game. Lloyd says this game was dog shit. Crafty says the Vikings out-jetsed the Jets. However you want to put it, yes, not a great game, but the Falcons come out victorious. Tomorrow, Monday Night Football, there's two games. We're only covering one. You have the Buccaneers and the Texans starting at 7. That's not the game we're covering. You're getting, ladies and gentlemen, Stay Tuned Sports After Dark, as we go ahead and watch the San Diego Chargers take on the Las Vegas Raiders. And I said San Diego Chargers, but yeah, I know they're Los Angeles, but I'll never stop calling them San Diego. They are the San Diego Chargers. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you watched us all the way through this, thank you so very much for sticking with us. This was a fucking slog to get through. Thank you so much. You guys are fucking troopers out there, and we love every single one of you. If you're with us all the way, thank you. Please hit that like, hit the share, hit the subscribe. Share the channel at this point. It's not even so much the video. You could go to the channel page, share the channel page, get us out there, get the name out there. And if you're a first-time watcher here, please hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Let you know whenever we go live, which will be going live tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern to watch Monday Night Football. Might even do, but we might have a Monday kind of recap show. It will depend if Jimbo can do it or not. I don't know how his computer is. If not, I'll go ahead and do it. But we're going to do something tomorrow for that. So we'll go live twice tomorrow. We'll have that. If you want to, in the description below this video, links for our donation station merch store, Discord, and for a vote for my nephew Thomas to be Youth Athlete of the Year. Go ahead and click on all those links. Help us out. It would be fantastic. But you guys have been fantastic for this whole day from 1 p.m. all the way to now here at 11:20. We've made it. The marathon is over for week 2. One more game to go for us anyway. There's 2 to go. But but only one for us. See you here tomorrow night at 10 p.m. on Stay Tuned Sports. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. My name is King. Have a great rest of your Sunday evening.